We are fortunate enough to have with us two members of the Maine's oldest continuously running guided canoe trip service since 1953. You've been doing that, huh? Boy, I'll tell you what, we have Kimberly and Lanny with us and talking about some canoe trips, huh? Now, it's time to be thinking about that. It is spring, as you mentioned. We're going to have some warmer temperatures coming up. And tell us a little bit about the trip, the AlagashCanoeTrips. Tell us about the trip.
Well, like you said, we've been in business since 1953, so we've been doing this for quite a while. We start in May on the St. John, which is kind of like our big start of the season, and then we go all the way through October. But Kimberly and I have partnered together, and one of the two trips that we offer are going to be our regular Allagash trip, and we're going to combine it with some yoga. So even if you've never done yoga or you've done yoga your whole life, this is a great trip because it's going to be the beauty of the Allagash, but with Kimberly also. Oops, sorry about that.
Sorry, yeah. So will there be yoga pants involved?
Well, unless you come and you wear them, there'll be yoga pants involved.
Mike has some. He'd like to come.
Yeah.
So tell us, you told us the dates when this is available. Tell us, how much does it cost and what does it come with? What should we bring?
Lanny? Okay. Well, all of our trips, we provide everything that you need. So you come You come to Greenville.
Yoga pants?
Yeah.
Yoga pants.
Yeah. You can borrow my yoga pants. So you come to our base camp in Greenville, and all you need is your clothes, your sleeping bag, and pack. So we provide canoes, tents, food, and we take great pride in what we do. So we do a lot of organic food. Everything is cooked over an open fire. We really treat you, like we get you out there, and it's a transformation. You really disconnect with everything that's so crazy in life, and you reconnect with really, back to nature.
Right.
So it's really great, and we really are adamant about keeping our trips to 5 and 7 days because it really helps you get away. And, around day 3, you're really just engaged in what you're doing. So the two trips that Kimberly and I are going to do are July 18 to 22, which is a 5-day Allagash. So it's like the sampler, just kind of get you out there.
Yeah.
And then September 8 to 14 is our 7-day trip, and that's also foliage. So it's the foliage, the waterway, it's yoga, it's organic food, it's Kimberly, it's me.
And the full moon. The July trip is the full moon.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
So kind of walk us through what a typical day, is there a typical day, or what would be a typical day?
Well, I think that it depends on the flow, the people,
So it's variable.
the weather. Yeah, just like when we think about incorporating the yoga into this, it's not so strict in a studio on the mat. It's really going to be what Mother Nature and the group dictates.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. But a typical day is, you get up early.
How early?
You didn't tell me about that.
Wait a minute. Well, the best part of the day for paddling quite often is in the morning.
Yeah.
So we try to get on the water by 8. So that's not really that early, but you still got to break camp and you got to get breakfast. So it's an early start.
Yeah.
We paddle for a couple hours. Usually we stop at something to see or do or stop and eat or, The trip has a set itinerary. You know where you start and you know where you're going to finish, but the whole rest of the trip is really, like Kimberly said, how it flows. You have a headwind, a tailwind. That's why for me, some people say, how can you do this for 25 years and not be bored of that river? Because it's never the same. It's always different people, different conditions, different weather. So it always, no matter how many times you go out there, it's still just as great as it was the first day.
It's always new.
Yeah. I mean, you come around a bend and you see a bull moose right in the river. I mean, I've probably seen it 1,000 times, and I'm still like, oh my God, there's a moose. It never ever gets old to be out there and see that.
Oh yeah, the nature and the scenery, and then especially the fall foliage must be amazing.
Yeah.
And the physicality of it.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Being out and all day sleeping on the ground, and then that's kind of why we talked about incorporating the yoga piece into it.
Yeah.
Because it is it's about stretching out and all the muscles and the groups that we tired out during the day.
Yeah.
And so the yoga piece is not, it's really about undoing what we did to ourselves and the relaxing piece more than an aggressive yoga practice. And people who come who do practice regularly, they can take it to their level, but it's really for beginners and experienced people alike.
So you've told us since 1953. Tell us a little bit about the history of the Allagash canoe trips.
Well, my husband's grandfather came to Maine, and his first trip down the river was actually in '47. But then the war came, so people weren't really recreating. And then he went back on the river in '51 and started the business. But we say '53 because that's really when he first started incorporate the business. And back then they were 5-week trips, and the base camp was in Greenville on Sugar Island. So the boys would come and learn to live outdoors, and then they would set off on Moosehead Lake and paddle all the way up the St. Francis. So it was a pretty special. And then through the last, couple of 50 years or so, they've had to evolve to what people want now. And a lot of people want what they think they want are short trips. They want to go out and just do everything as much as they can, as fast as they can. So that's why we're holding true to 5 and 7 days, because we want you to get out there and unplug from everything, not worry about, okay, what's my next adventure going to be?
Right.
And I'm really proud of our business. We've been able to survive this long and thrive. We stay in business because we have a tremendous amount of repeats and word of mouth.
Right.
So we're really lucky that people come and they want to come back again and again and again. And we get multi-generation. We get grandfather will bring bring his kids, and then we'll get their kids' kids. So you see that. Well, it shows how old we're getting to be.
Really?
I'm like, oh no, I knew your dad.
Have you been lying about your age?
I know. No, but it's an experience that we don't get often anymore. We don't truly unplug ever.
Right, and you can't do that in 2 or 3 days either.
No,
Yeah,
no. And even if you go somewhere and you say, I'm not going to use my phone, you're going to use your phone. It's just the nature of it.
Yeah.
So, by day 2, we see people, they're like, wow, this is what it used to be like when you really could unplug.
Yeah.
So it's great.
That sounds great. The AlagashCanoeTrips.com is the website, and we are taking a look at some great canoeing right there. That looks like fun. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and talk more about the Allagash Canoe Trips and how you can get involved and what you'll see. We'll be right back in just a moment.